these financial documents are pretty big. They usually put them in an annexure in the final exam. I've got them all here tonight. So we're going to be scrolling up and down a lot to see the data and then the question. Okay, so just bear with me. This is the first part of title's bank statement. So it's a bank statement we're looking at first. And we can see on the left-hand column the date of all the transactions, the description of the transactions next to it, and then we have a debit and a credit column, which tells us which money is going in and which money is going out. And then finally, the balance column, which actually tells us the most about what's going on here. All right, we all know how these bank statements work. Line for line, a date, a description of the transaction, whether the money is coming in and out, and then what it does to the final balance in the end there in the last column. All right, so we understand how these bank statements work. Looks like Title's doing very well. His bank balance looking pretty good, I must say. I wouldn't mind a bank balance like that. All right. So we can see here a whole lot of different items in the description. We got deposits, we got debit orders, we got service fees, we got deposit, debit order, bond payment, car payment. So Tata is doing very well. Okay. Again, as usual, when we look at a bank statement, this first item here, balance brought forward, this is the information from last month's bank statement. So at the end of the month, the balance was that value there. And this is what we're going to start off with in this month's bank statement here. All right. If it feels like a counting lesson, it's not. This is math literacy. All right. But yes, we do kind of touch bases with a few of the other subjects in school. And there's the end of the bank balance at the bottom there. We see on the 1st of May, that's when the statement ends. So this value here at the bottom will be carried over to the next month's statement. All right, and we got two values here that are missing. We got an A and we got a B here, and obviously, they're going to ask us what to do with those missing values there. Okay, without further ado, let's get stuck into the questions. There we go. Question 1, calculate the value of A in the bank statement. Calculate value of A in the bank statement. Yes, we are doing accounting in math literacy because we want to give you skills that when you get your first bank statement, you understand exactly what's going on there. So here's how we do it. We need to calculate the value of A in the bank statement. All right, you guys should take 2 minutes to do this. It's 2 marks. Should take you about 2 minutes. Everyone should have their calculators and pens and ready. What is the value of A? Okay, there we go. There you can see A in the bank statement and the question down below. Calculate the value of A. 2 minutes to get that answer, and then we'll go over it together. Off you go. Try work that one out. For those of you just joining us, we're looking at a bank statement. We're doing financial documents in the finance section of the revision. And they want us to know in this financial document, what is A? Don't worry, viewer. Don't stress. We're looking at bank statements, and they want us to know in this bank statement, what is the missing value A? All right, we're getting some answers coming through. Please remember not to look at the answers in chat. Try to do it yourself. All right, not copy paste. Okay, you got to try to do it yourself. Emmanuel, I'll give you the whole table. There we go. There's the top. There's the top, and they want us to work out what is the value of A. All right, some answers are coming through. Good, good, good. For those of you that are struggling to work out what is debit and credit here, if you look at the balance at the end, what's happening, for example, from the second transaction down to the third one here, we can see that the balance is decreasing because of this transaction here. So debits means the money's coming off, and credits means the money's coming in, or coming in. All right, we have a question there. It looks like Duran wants to speak to us. Duran, how are you doing? Hello? Taran, you there? You can talk?
Might have been a mistake.
Maybe it was. I think Taran's just testing out his raise the hand function. All right, Taran, we're going to lower your hand. And then if you want to ask us a question again, just raise it again. Okay. All right. Yes, we've got answers coming in thick and fast. Oh, there we go. Was that a hand again? I think it went up and then it went down again. All right. So what is the value of A? Well, we see that this is the balance. All right. Before A occurs, the transaction of A occurs. And they say it's a debit order. All right. A debit order, which means money's coming off. This is how much money is coming off. So we need to reduce the balance by 1,250. Okay. Now, when you're writing this in the exam, you will say 2937323. So 2937323 minus 1250, and show them your working out, show them your calculations. Get that calculator out. You paid good money for it. It must do its job for you. So 29373.23, and we're going to subtract 1250. And there we go. 28123. 28123 and 23 cents. Okay, well done. Nice and easy. Okay, so that's what the bank balance is at A is now. All right, very good. Nice and easy. So debit and credit. You know, I'm not an accountant, and it depends on where you are and which ledger and which accountants, things like that. But in this bank statement, debits is money coming off, all right, and credits is money coming in. All right. You can tell that if you ever get confused, you can tell which one is which by looking at the balance in the right-hand column. So if we take, for example, the opening balance is 26,935, then there's a cash deposit, which they call a credit, okay? And look how it changes the balance from 26,935 to 29,385. So credit on this bank statement here means money's coming in and making the balance bigger. All right, debits is doing the opposite, so it's removing it. So you can look at the first couple examples to see what a credit and a debit does. Look at the value in the credit or the debit column and look what it does to the balance. And that will tell you if credits or debits are increasing or decreasing. Sure, Mohammed's jumped the gun yet, decreasing the value. All right. Moving down to question 2, Mohammed's already there. Calculate the value of B. What is B in the bank statements? All right, so this little value here, what is this value? It's a deposit, which really helps a lot to understand what's happening to the bank statement. And we can see that the value jumps from 22,186 over here to this new value of 54,708. So this deposit of a salary is what B is. How big is B? What is B's value? Yes, nice and easy. Okay, so to find what B is, we need to find out what is the change from 22,186 up to 54,784. So 22186.23. Let's remember these numbers. 22186.23. We want the big one first. Let me write it here. So 22186.23. And we are subtracting the big one, 54,708.48. We're subtracting the small one from the big one to get our answer here. Otherwise, we're going to get a negative answer. So 54708.48 minus 22186.23. All right, so take those two values, find the difference between the two, and it looks like we're getting 32,522.25. 32,522.35. All right, nice and easy so far. Good. Yes. You guys are all getting it. All right. Excellent. So these are nice, easy marks at the beginning of this question. Usually that's what we expect to see, the easier calculations at the beginning of this question. All right. I hope you're all good. I hope there's no questions so far, that we're all good. All right. I've skipped question 3 in the actual exam question, and I've moved on to question 4 in this one here. Identify the service fee that was charged on the bond payment. Identify the service fee that was charged on the bond payment. Now, where is the service fee and where is the bond payment? So we got to look through here for a bond payment. There we go. There's the bond payment. All right, here it is here. And this is the service fee. Okay. Now, what do they want us to do with this? Identify the service fee. All right, so just identify it. Okay, in other words, what is the service fee? All right, nice and easy. So this value here is the service fee for the bond payment. The bond payment was 14,500, and the fee to make that payment, the service fee to make the payment, was 21 Rand and 75 cents. So to identify it, we just say service fee. There's 25 Rand and how many cents again? 21.75. 21 Rand and 75. So we just have to identify it to say what it is. Yes, you guys are on the money. Just saying what it is. Okay. Next question. Next question says, question 6 says, define, not calculate, not determine, define. Define the term debit order. I need someone to come online and tell me. We've got business ladies and businessmen and accountants and all kinds of people here. All right, what is a debit order? Ben? Looks like Ben's raised his hand. I think Ben is aspiring to be a businessman. He's keen to answer this question. All right, Ben. Afternoon, how are you? I'm good, thank you. What is a debit order?
It is not the money taken off from the balance.
It will take money off from the balance. You're right. That's what it will do. Can you tell me a little bit more about what a debit order actually is? Because a payment also takes money off a bank balance. A bond payment also takes money off a bank balance. But what is special about a debit order? Ben? What do you do a debit order for? Give an example of what you might create. Yeah.
Would it be like your expenses, like you would pay off a debit card?
Okay, yes, you could pay off a debit card. Good, all right, very good. Another example, let's ask Katlego here. Let's see what Katlego is gonna. Is he gone? Oh, Katlego's gone. All right, Kabo. There's Kabo with her hand raised there. Yes.
Hi, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. What is a debit order? We know that it takes money off your account, but what is it actually?
I think it's the automatic bank transaction that's taken off from your accounts by the bank.
Good. An automatic transaction that makes a payment, like Ben said, makes a payment from your accounts. Whoopsie. My handwriting is getting worse as we go here. All right, very good. Thank you very much. An automatic transaction. Now, what that means is you don't do it. You set this thing up to occur every month, and it just rolls over every month. So usually when you are creating something like, for example, when you are buying a car and you're making monthly payments or monthly installments on the car, they will set up a debit order for you. DSTV also will set up a debit order for you. Netflix as well. It's a debit order that gets set up. It's automatic. You don't do it. You don't control it. It just comes off on a specific date every single month, and it takes money from your account to pay someone, to pay your debtors. Okay, for example, like repaying a loan. Emmanuel, I've removed question 5. I didn't think it was that relevant, and also it was very easy. It was too easy. I knew you guys were going to get those marks easy. Yes, Mohammed, it's an agreement. You have to actually sign and give permission for people to debit your account with a debit order. You got to set them up, and it's not easy to cancel them as well. You got to, just like you got to sign to create them, you got to go to the bank and ask them to please cancel a debit order. Otherwise, it'll just continue happening. And if you change accounts, or if you change from one bank to another, oh my gosh. Sometimes the banks will do it for you. They will transfer all those debit orders for you. Other times you've got to cancel it the one side and then create it again on the other side. But it's an automatic transaction, an automatic payment that removes money from your account to pay for a service or a debt or anything like that. Okay. Now, it's a bit of a subjective answer. Just remember that with these subjective answers or written answers here, when you define or describe, okay, describe, elaborate on, when they use words like that, it's a lot more subjective. It's your opinion. Okay, you don't have to go and study these types of transactions. Okay, so you're giving your own words to explain here, and if it makes sense, you will get the marks. Okay, you will get the marks. Question 7. Show how the balance of 29,385.48 on the 20th of April was calculated. So let's go to the 20th of April, 29,385. What are they talking about? Let me erase all these distractions. 20th of April. Let's go up. There we go. So there it is. Let me just highlight it for you guys. On the 20th of April. All right. That's what they're talking about. 29,385 is specifically this value here. All right. So that value there. They're asking, show how the balance was calculated. All right. So on this day, let me shrink this a little bit because it's a specific line here. On this line, that balance at the end, show with calculations how it was created. All right. Show how it was created. You have to show the calculation here, how you got that value, how they get that value in the bank statement. All right, so we've got the original balance and something occurs on the 20th, and now we have a new balance. Show how this new balance was calculated. Nice and easy again. Nice, easy 2 marks. There we go. Very good. Otlile. All right, Otlile, just check your screen. Yes?
Hi, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Good to hear you. Tell me, how do we do it?
Sir, they added 26,935,48 and 2,450.
They added it together. Very good. All right, so we got to show
Yes,
that, hey? So I'll write it out. You just check
Yes.
my work. Just stay online and just check. So 26,935.48. 26,935.48 plus, I think it's 2,450. I'm going to check quickly. Yes, 2,450. And then we add those. We're going to get an answer, hey?
Yes, sir.
All right, nice
The
and
answer
easy.
is
All right.
29,385 and 48 cents.
85. Come on now, 85 and 48. All right,
Yes.
very good. You happy with that?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Thank you, Otlile. Thank you very much. Good job. So we just have to show
Thank
that
you.
calculation, and they want to see how this balance here, 29,385, was calculated. You guys are showing with your sums in chat there. Good. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. What is math literacy? What is it? Come on now. We want these free marks. It's easy money in the bag here. All right. Any questions so far? The number of the commas pronounced individually. 29,385 Rand and 48 cents.
And 48 cents.
Yes. Okay. So that's the more accurate way to pronounce it. I think it's irritating. I think it's irritating people the way I'm saying these values. So I'm saying it 29,385.48 because I'm trying to remember the number because I got to look at it and then I got to write it again. But you're right. It's 29,285 Rand and 48 cents. Okay.
And
Yes. Thank you very much. Good
Yes.
job.
Thank you, sir.
All right, cool. Okay. Any questions so far? Are we all good? Excellent, Ayanda. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I love these classes. I love these classes, and I know Ms. Kia does too. We look forward to these lessons. All right. Any questions so far? Are we all good? All happy in the hood there? Are we all good? Everyone okay? I hope so. Guys, it's springtime. Yeah, hey? All right. All good. All good. Moving on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm trying to make it a little bit harder. You know me. We get a little bit harder as we go. We're going into the deep waters now, the deep, dark waters where the sharks live. Okay. Yes, you can put sense. You don't have to write the C. You don't have to write C, but just put the comma and then show your sense. We don't have to write C, just the R in front. All right, deep dark waters. Here we go. Car and household insurance. Barway, not Marway. It's Barway. Okay, we have a insurance policy holder statement. All right, insurance policy holder statement. So there we go. It's just, there's the statement date, the date of this statement. It's just showing you what you owe with this company, the transactions through this company. So every company should be giving you a statement if you are doing business with them. If you have an account with them, you should have an account statement like this. And this person is always being shown every month their account statement with the insurance company. All right. So we got car and household insurance. When you guys grow up, you should all get this. All right. Otherwise, if you end up getting things stolen or you have a car crash, it can cost you a lot of money. All right. It's not an invoice for a single payment or a service rendered. It is more a statement of all the transactions that happened this month. You'll see now as we go into the details. So an invoice is more for if you make a payment, you receive an invoice for your payment for a product or a service. So you buy something or you hire someone and you pay them, then they'll give you an invoice. Okay. This is more a monthly statement. So you can see here, this person has been with this company from the 1st of September, and every month they've received this statement in their post or in their inbox. And it's a monthly statement for what's happened on your account, how much you've been billed, all the items you've been billed for. So it's like if you have a phone contract, it'll also give you a statement to show how much you're paying this month, all the calls you made, blah, blah, blah. All right. So it describes all the transactions that have happened on your account. Okay. All right. So we see a whole lot of information about the person here. Sometimes they can ask you questions about this, but it's all being covered up here. So we can see there's ID number, work number, but all the information is being covered up because you can't give personal information out to anyone. And here are the details of the statement. All right. So this is an insurance company. Now, the reason why I wanted to show you guys this one is because you don't often get insurance statements. And I would hope to teach you guys a little bit about insurance. So this is a summary of the cover, what you are covered for. And just like the previous person that we learned about, this person, whoever he is, sure, is doing well in life. They've got 4 cars that they are paying insurance on. Sure, maybe it's for him, his wife, and his 2 kids. I don't know. But there are 4 cars here. All right, there we can see that the different cars. So this part here is the vehicle insurance. All right, we've got 4 vehicles that are being insured. Okay, and then this item at the top here, the My Personal Accident. This is not in a vehicle in your home. This is when you're out and about and you trip and break your leg, or you got a laptop and you trip and fall, or something happens, you have an accident. There's some cover there for an accident. And then at the bottom here, we've got some household insurance. So these are the goods in your house that are being insured. And then after that, we've got My Movables. So this is also if you're out and about and something happens to your goods, that's some cover there. Then we got road cover. Okay, so this is obviously also got to do with an accident. Maybe you're walking on the road and you're crossing the road and there's an accident and you get knocked over. There's some cover there for you. And then the last but not least, we've got a discount at the bottom there. Okay, so lots of different items here that are being covered. The more common ones are household, all right? The household one and the vehicle one are the most common ones, okay, that you will see on an insurance statement. Okay, so this person is paying for cover to insure his car, his body, his goods, his household goods, in case something happens. So he's paying a premium every month. And if something does happen, then the insurance company will cover the costs of the damage or the loss for these items that are described here. So there's a whole lot of premiums for all these different items, and they're obviously going to add up to a total, okay? And there's a discount here. We'll see what the discount is about. And then we see here right at the bottom, okay, at the bottom, that is the total premium. Now, a premium is a monthly payment that you make for a service, okay? So you have to make this payment, the premium payment, and you have to pay it every month. So the total premium over there, 2,184.21, is for all the items listed in the statement. Okay, now let's move down and see what else we have. Underneath here, we have a description of the excess. Now, guys, when you get into this when you're older, just remember today and how sad I sound when I talk about this, because not only are the insurance companies trying to take money for all these items that you're trying to insure, but at the same time, they also tell you that when something happens to you and we cover the cost of a loss or the damage, we don't pay everything. These are the insurance companies out. They won't pay everything. So pretty much every insurance company, every insurance policy that you buy into will have an excess. And what this is a value that you have to pay first. So when you have a car accident, they will cover the cost of the damage, but first you have to pay the excess. Now, if you're wondering like, why? Surely my policy covers everything. It does. The reason why they have an excess is because sometimes people will driving on the road and a stone gets thrown up against the car and puts a teeny tiny dent in the car, which is damage to the vehicle, all right? Or they're involved in an accident and there were 4 cars involved. You were involved, but you drove so well through this accident that you didn't have any major damage, just minor damage. Let's say it cost you 500 Rand to fix this damage. A little chip on the side of your car or a cracked windscreen or something like that in this accident. You see, this stops you from claiming for every little teeny tiny thing that could happen. So for myself personally, I look at my excess, and if I have an accident, let's say my windscreen gets damaged, and it costs me 1,000 Rand to repair my windscreen, but my excess is 800 Rand. Yes, I could claim for that 200, all right, but I have to pay the 800 first and then claim for the 1,000 that they have to give me, which means I only really gain 200. Sometimes the damage that could be caused is even less than the excess. So maybe it was only 500 Rands worth of damage, but your excess is 1,000 Rand. It means you have to pay 1,000 Rand. They will pay you 500 Rand. And then, you know, you're losing money. Okay, you're losing money. So your excess is there is to prevent lots of little claims. Now, you can get this excess reduced. You can make it smaller, but then your premiums will go up. Okay, so it's a balance when you get insurance. Do you want a big excess and a small premium? Or do you want quite a big monthly premium and a small little excess, and you can claim for a lot more little things? I hope you guys understand what that means. Okay, so if we look at the excess value here, it says, this excess is the amount payable by you to the service provider whenever you make a claim. The values below show the excess amount that you will have to pay in case of a specific claim event. So these are the values you'll have to pay. Number one, for accident and intentional damage, you're going to have to pay an excess of 7,000, which is a lot. If there's theft and hijacking, your excess is 7,000. And sometimes this value will go up and down depending on the area you live in. So if you live in a very bad area that's known for high crime, your excess will be high. Okay, because they know it's going to happen often. Window glass only claim, not glass forming part of the roof. So if you claim for a windscreen or your glass in your door, you're going to have to pay 1,490 Rand to start off with, and then claim back whatever the damage is. Earthquake, storm, hail, flood, and snow. They don't want to be responsible for natural occurrences, natural damage from these things. So you're going to have to pay 7,000 Rand excess. Fire and explosion. If that happens, you still have to pay a 7,000 Rand excess before you can claim. Okay, so I hope you understand. You have to pay the excess first, and then you make the claim. And whatever the balance is, you can either make money, you can get money back for that, or it doesn't work out for you. Then there's no point in claiming. All right. Do you all understand? Are there any questions about the excess, or are we all good? All right. By your silence, I assume that we're all good. Let's move on. Ooh. Okay. So number one, write down the policy number of Bomvana's insurance policy. Oh, guys. That's a difficult question, eh? Write down the policy number. I'm not even going to write it down. You guys can see it. Okay. There it is. There's the policy number. Write it down. 2 marks. Money in the bag. Yes, guys. You can see it. You can see it there. I know you guys can see it. You will, in the exam, you will write that down and you'll get your 2 marks. Okay. It's the easiest 2 marks. Okay. Sure. Easy money. What is this? All right. Let's check. Come on. Where's the meat? Where's the steak in this question? That was like the lettuce. That was like the salad. Where's the steak in this question? Right, question number 2. Determine the missing value A, the monthly premium for the VW Polo. All right, let's have a look. All right, now I've put a whole lot of colors here. I'm going to remove them so there's no distraction. So we have A here, which is a premium for the VW Polo. How can we determine that value? I need someone to come and give us some direction here. How are we going to determine A? Before we even start, first understand how. Anybody? Anybody out there can explain to us how we do A? Anybody? Somebody?
Anybody.
Anybody? There we go. All right. Yes.
Hi,
Afternoon. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm good, thank you. Tell me, how are we going to find out A?
For A, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna take the answer to below, the total monthly payment. Yeah.
That-
And
yeah.
then we're gonna subtract all the positives and then plus the negative number. And then the answer that we get there, and then we're gonna find the 15% of that value and then minus it from the amount that we got.
Oh. There's a lot going on here. All right, okay. You said a lot there, and we're going to have to walk through it step by step. So first thing is to take this total here, which is VAT inclusive. You see that? It says including VAT. We got to take VAT off because I assume all the items here haven't had VAT charged yet. So we're going to take VAT off first. Should we do that?
Okay.
All right. How do we do that?
That number is it 2184,
check.
right?
I'll check again for you. Just making some space here. 2184.21.
Yeah. Multiplied by 15%. Yeah. And then that will give us 327.63 cents.
Okay, yes. And what do I do with this?
And then you take the same number, then you subtract your VAT.
Okay. Can I make a recommendation or can I ask you a question here?
Yeah.
If we take this 327.63 and take it, okay, let's do that and let's see what we get. Let's do that. So 2184 point, just check my answers as we go. 2184, whoopsie, times 0.15, which is 15 over 100, equals 3276315. And then, okay, cool. So now I'm going to take this 2184.21 and I'm going to minus 327.63. Okay. And then I get, let me write this out. Stay with me, eh? 2184 minus 327.63. I'm going to write all the decimals because I don't like chopping off decimals until the end. So let's just keep the decimals for now. So 15, and so it's 18565785. 1856, comma 5785. Is that right? Yes. Okay. Okay. Let me ask you a question. So if your method is correct, if
Yeah.
removing the 15% gives me 1,856 blah blah blah, then to test this is correct, if I add on the 15%, I should get back to my 2,184, right?
Most probably.
Yes. All right. Let's check that. So 1856, 5785 times 15%. Is this right?
Oh no.
Am I doing that right?
Mm-mm.
No. What must I do? You see, because if I work out, if I try to put 15% of what? You see, so 15% of 2,184 and 15% of that will be two different numbers. This one here
Yeah.
will be smaller. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
0.15 equals 27848. 2784867. Let's say that's 2784867. All right. So 15% of 1,850. If I add that 278 on to 1,856, it's not going to give me 2,184. All right.
No.
So when you do this method where you take 15% of the original value and you subtract, it's not going to give you the right answer, because if we work backwards and say, you see, if we said that this was the original value before VAT, and here we are adding VAT back on, aren't we?
Yeah.
So if we added this back on, do you think we're going to get to that 2,184?
Mm-mm.
We're not. It's too small. You see, this value here is too small. All right. So the reason why I'm doing this test is to show you that with this method, when you take 15% of the 2184 and subtract, this value here, 1856, is not correct. Because if you took it and added on 15, pretended it was the value without VAT, added on VAT to that, you won't get back to 218421. All right. So your thinking is kind of right there, but the mistake is that you're working out 15% on a total that already has VAT included. We want to know what was the value before. Okay, so stay with me. So what we can do here, we're going to go into a little bit of core maths, but it's fine. We're going to say value. I won't use X because we don't do that here. All right, so the value, whatever the original value was, all right, now you guys know this two-step process, which is take the value, add on 15% of the value.
Mm-hmm.
And this should give us 2,184 and 21 cents. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, now you can't find that value by looking at this number. Unless you manipulate an equation. Okay, so I'm going to help you out here with a quick and easy method. All right. Now, in the beginning of this year, I taught my class to work out a value with VAT included. All right, you do this. I'm going to do it in blue. You take the value and you multiply it by 1,15. Now, you might look at that and think, what is he doing? These two things, this here and this here, are exactly the same. Exactly the same. I promise you. I could prove it now using core maths and manipulating an equation and factorizing, but we don't want to talk about that. So I promise you now, you can test it after this. You can take a screenshot now if you want, guys, and you can test this if you want. But I promise you, those two statements are the same. Okay, so the key is here that there's a 1 here, all right? And this is our 15%, all right? So we've got a 1, and then we take our 15% and we put it here, all right? There's always a 1, and then there's 50% goes there. Now, people ask me, and they say, sir, we were taught the two-step process, all right? Why are you making us do this? And I say, guys, it's so easy. It gets you the answer very quickly. And when you get a question like this one, where they say, this is the value that includes VAT, work out the value before that was excluding VAT, you use this method in reverse. So to work out this 2184, what was its value before VAT? You just do it backwards. You say 2184, 21 divided by 1,15. So 2184,21 divided by 1,15 gives me, you see that value, that number is different, eh?
Yeah.
It's different. We'll test it. We'll test it now. So 1899,313. 1899,313. 1899,313. All right. I'm showing 3 decimals here just for a little bit of accuracy. So we can test if this is right. So if you take this here now, and you put it here to where the word value is in the normal two-step process that you guys like to do. I know you guys like doing it. It's fine. But I'm trying to show you a different way. So if we take this now and we put it here, get your calculators and test it. You should get the same answer. You should get 2184,21.
Yep.
All right, you guys test it. Take a screenshot here. All right. So this method here is the method I prefer to show to work out what is the value including VAT, and if you have the value including VAT, or what was the value before without VAT. All right. So it's a very easy one way, other way kind of calculation. Now, this two-step process can sometimes be useful, and if you're used to it, use it. If they give you a question, what is the value now including VAT? Here is the original 1899.31. What is the value including VAT? And you guys are used to this method at the top here. That's fine. Use it. But if you go backwards, you are using this method in reverse, and you're going to minus. You see this plus here? You're going to do the reverse, and then you're going to hit a road bump. It's not going to give you the right answer. Okay, so I recommend using the times and divide method. Now, if you don't want to, that's fine. But this calculation, you've got to remember for taking VAT off and showing what the original number was. All right. So just remember that then, if you're not happy with it, with my one-step process. If you want to stick with this, to work out what is the value including VAT, that's fine. But then remember the second one to take a value that has VAT and to take it off. Okay, please remember that.
Can I
Does
ask a
it-
question?
Yes.
So when you say 15 over 100, right?
Yeah.
When you change it, it will always turn into 1,15.
Yeah.
Not
So
115%.
no. So for example, if I had 23.5%, right? That would be 23.5 over 100. Then this value here still keeps the 1, but now becomes 1,235. Because if I take 23.5 and divide it by 100, that gives me 0,235. So that the part there after the decimal, the comma 235, comes in underneath here behind the 1. Okay, so this percentage fraction that you guys are used to, you put it there behind the 1. All right.
Yeah.
So when you do this question, it'll look like this. It'll be 1 comma divided by 1,235. Okay, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, if you worried about this now, please don't worry. If you want to do the two-step process to work out a value with VAT included, do it that way. But take a value and find out what the original was, removing the VAT, you're going to have to use something like this. Okay. I hope you
Okay.
guys, excellent. I hope you guys understand that and it makes a little bit of sense. I know we're kind of going into detail here about percentages, but often this type of question, you can get wrong because guys are used to the two-step process and they're using it in reverse and you're minusing, it's not going to get you the same answer. Okay, so please be careful of that. So this here is what you have to put down, but we haven't even got to the rest of the question here. Sure, we're still at step number 1. So step number 1 is remove the VAT, and there is the VAT. Let me just check how many decimals we got there. 1313053. All right, I'm not going to put too many decimals. All right, I'll leave the 0 off. All right, what's the next step now? VAT, take it off. Then we need to, as the young lady said, we need to subtract all these values here. Oh gosh. Oh, they're going to make me write stuff out. I don't have time. Minus a whole lot. If you want to write them all out, that's fine. I'm not going to write them out. I'm going to do a total. Okay. So I'm going to do all of these now, and I'm going to add them all up and find a total for this. So watch what I do. 7,16, 200.41, 520.41, 133.16. I'll come back to the value of A. We've got it somewhere else. 201.79 plus 23.3 plus 9.07. All right. Now, where's the value of A? Because we worked it out earlier. Didn't we work A out? Oh, I rubbed it out, guys. Oh, we're working A out. Okay. So we are adding all these ones out. There we go. So we're adding all these ones out here. They come to 1095.3. All right. So 1095.30. All right. And if we take our VAT excluded number now, 18899.313, and we take off all these items. Wait, that's way too big. I've done something wrong. There we go. I've got too many 8s. 1899. There we go. 804,013. Now, if we're subtracting things that he has to pay, we've got to add discounts that he gets. He receives a discount. We have to add that back on. So 266,15 needs to be added back on. So another line, 804,013 plus 266,15. Okay, so we're adding the discount back on. Okay, so 804,013 plus 266,15. 1070,163. 1070,163. Sure. Ben. Am I doing okay, Ben? There's a big no there. Are we all good? Are we all understanding that? Yeah, just we dive straight down to the deepest, darkest waters with the biggest sharks in this question here. All right. Sure. Guys, we went from shallow water off the underwater cliff. Crumbs. Okay. So A is 1,070 Rand. Let's have a look. Okay, so if A is around 1,070, does it make sense? If we add these all up, do we get a value around 2,000? Take off 266, we should get 188 something, and then you add on VAT. You could check it. Don't check it now during the exam, all right? So if you do these calculations like, oh, I don't know if A is right, you put a star next to this question, okay? You do the sum, you put a star there, which means I've got to come back to that. Carry on. Do not sit here for too long. By the way, we've spoken a lot. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. We've spoken a lot. This is a 4-mark question. You can't afford to spend more than like 6 or 7 minutes on this. We save time with all the other easy ones, but we can't spend like 10, 15 minutes on this. So if you're unsure, put a star there, come back to it. Okay, move on to something that's in shallower waters. All right. We're not going to do the last one because we're running out of time here. This one's actually a lot easier. But this question 2 was the meaty deep water question. All right. Are there any queries about this so far? Are we all kind of good? If I say if we're all good, then we're going to get emojis from people in chat. Huh. Yeah, Tasneem, it's deep water. All right. Let me just walk you through it step by step again. Okay. This step number 1, remove VAT. That's what we did. Remember that young lady told us exactly what we had to do. Take the VAT off first. We're removing the VAT there. Please remember this calculation, how to do that. Step number 2, we had to we had to subtract, just like she said, we had to subtract all the items that were positive in there, okay? And then number 3, we had to add all the items that were negative in there. If we go to the instructions, there they are. First VAT, this is step number 1, then subtract, which is step number 2, and then add, which is step number 3. So those are the 3 steps that I did. Okay, so we broke it down into 3 steps to get our value for A. Okay. Yes, practice. Oh, even Ben's crying. We need to practice. You need to wrestle with questions like this. Okay, you get stronger when you attempt the hard questions. And now what you do is, if you don't have past papers, you find past papers and you go through, easy question, free money, free money, free money, free money. Whoa, what do I do here? And it's like, don't skip it now. Wrestle a little bit with it. Plan. We've got step 1, step 2, step 3, and plan. Try it out. Show some calculations on your page. Then look at the memo. Don't go straight to the memo. Think about it and try it out first. Show some calculations on your page. Then go look at the memo and compare it to yours. Like, whoa, why are they doing that? Oh, okay, I see why they're doing that. This makes sense now. All right. And just remember, all these lessons are recorded, and you can go onto YouTube and find this lesson and go back to this question, check it out, try it out for yourself first, and then see how we do it and make sure that you get it right. So go back to the recording, check this question, try it out for yourself, and then see if you get it right. Okay, especially step number 1. I hope you guys remember how to remove a value that has VAT on to find the original value. Sure.